What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Battle Cage, my brand new podcast. For those of you that may recognize me, I used to have a channel, MMA Oracle. Had to step aside for a bit. Was going through a little bit of personal problems that which I'm not even gonna digest into too much because it's not really interesting. But good news, I'm back. Branded a brand new channel, uh, Battle Cage, focused on MMA and combat sports. Um, it's going to be a little bit more vibrant, hopefully, right? Let's generate a little bit of more excitement. And as always, we're going to give well, at least I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you guys my breakdowns and my picks for major combat sports events. Like I said, in boxing included. I've watched the Wilder Fury fight, watched several of Jake Paul's fights. So, yeah, let's subscribe, and let's get that channel popping once again, all right? So, without further ado, let's go right into the UFC Fight Night, Holloway versus Rodriguez. So, we got the fight, the main card should be starting like around 3-ish, I want to say. I can confirm that, but I know the fights, the prelims, are going off at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's an earlier card for Saturday. I'm probably not going to be watching the entire card. I will be actually coming off night shift from my regular job. So get your boy off the 9 to 5 by clicking that like and subscribe so I can watch the fights with you. Just joking for now. But yeah, like and subscribe and let me get popping. You know what I mean? So let's start off with the card, and my breakdown here will be a little bit different because at the end of the day, I know why you all here. You all here because you want to place a wager for the most part. That's like 99% of you. For that 1%, you probably are actually interested in the fight, in the analysis and breakdown. And for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on like several fights and give you the anatomy of that particular fight, okay? Like a in-depth analysis. Haven't really figured out a segment name, so feel free to comment down below how you want me to approach it. As of right now, obviously the main card, Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. We do want to talk about it in a bit in more detail. Everything else, I really think that 99% of you just really want to look for the hot take on this one, right? And then find the edge against the bookies. That's basically what 99% of you are here anyway. So I decided to keep it a little bit more real and just give you this as a segment, as a full card picks, okay? And it's not just who's gonna win, but perhaps how and find the edge, okay? So I actually have my picks for the card. I believe I have 10. This is what, 11? Yeah, so I have 10 of one bookie, and I have one of another. Now, full disclaimer, I am not, well, actually, I don't have to give you any disclaimer. I am not sponsored by any bookies, at least not yet. If I ever do so in the future, I will first of all, put a disclaimer on it. But second of all, I will never, ever pick or give you guys a pick based on an influence from a bookie. That is 100% solid, starting from the very beginning and till the very end. So just know that my picks are my picks organic, meaning I'm not going to other followers or experts or other media influencers to pick to get my picks. They are straight organic, and they're just my picks. All right, that's just basically where I stand. Okay, so without any further ado, that was a little bit of a rant. Again, I've been out for a bit, so please excuse me. But let's now jump in straight into the action and talk about the fight. So the first fight, we got Kennedy Nzechukwu taking on Da Un Jong. This is a big boy fight. They are pretty big individuals. We got a 205 banger light heavyweight. We got Kennedy at a plus sign. I want to make sure he's still at a plus. I will open So I'll let you know I am opening FanDuel for now, okay? So the lines will be coming off from FanDuel. I do have DraftKings open on my mobile just to cross-reference in case I need it. But for now, let me just open the straight money line from FanDuel, okay? So let's go to all sports. Just bear with me. Take that out. Okay. For the most part, if you shop around in your lines, you are going to see a little bit of difference. For the most part, they're going to be pretty much okay. So as of right now, Da Un Jung is a slight favorite. Now, you were getting a plus on Kennedy and Chikwi. They are taking away that from you as of right now. And Chikwi just moved down to minus 102. And I believe that's because they literally want to take away the advantage from either side. So you're not getting any plus money on this one, okay? The only way to, if you want to get a plus money, you're probably going to take you have to predict the fight, okay? And at that point, good luck. As far as I'm concerned, minus 120. And, yeah, this is kind of annoying, right? Let's redo this. All right, perfect. I had to get rid of that. That's nonsense. Anyway, thanks to apology. I guess you got to keep the lights on somehow. Anyway. So, yeah, as of right now, Da Un Jung minus 120. Slight favorite. Kennedy and Chikwi minus 102. Now, why is it that Kennedy and Chikwi was a plus and now he's moving to a essentially a minus? Let's open up a live lines for you. We're going to be utilizing bestfightingodds.com. And by the way, Bellator is happening this Friday. For those of you interested. Okay, so, yeah, let's go to Kennedy and Chikwi. As you can see, started off at a plus 115, got to plus 125 3 days ago, down to even, and now we got bookies telling me it's minus 102. So, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? You got to have to, either jump on it earlier or whatever. So, my pick here, because they're both pretty big dudes, I'm going to give the power knockout potential for both of them. However, Kennedy and Chikwi is a notorious slow starter. Because he's a notorious slow starter, I don't anticipate a banger right away. Similarly, Da Un Jung is not a fast action kind of guy off the rip. On the contrary, I think he's a very smart and cerebral fighter. And he has no problem of grapple fucking you, pushing you against the cage, and wasting some time and getting some points. With that being said, I did look at the over-under on this guy, and they currently have it at 2.5. If you believe it's going to go to the distance, and you don't want to call the third round to start, the over 2.5 at minus 155 is a decent enough play at certain points, right? Other than that, you're going to have to take the money line. And Chikwi is very durable. He can take a punch. However, I don't know how good his wrestling is, because I do know Da Un Jung is good enough of a wrestler where he goes for it. For example, in the same, and I'm going to go recent. So everything that sticks in my mind. Everything else, like Mike Rodriguez got knocked down by him. He submitted standing guillotine Khadis Ibragimov. And, yeah, this guy got elbowed in. But the competition is different. Kennedy and Chikwi is a bigger dude compared to the other guys. He is a different type of animal, okay? So, do I see standing guillotine for this guy? Hell no. He's not going to catch him in that. At least I don't think so. Is he going to knock him out? Potentially, because these are big boys, right? The knockout potential is for both of these guys. However, just knowing what I know from Da Un Jung and what I know from Kennedy, I don't anticipate a fast knockout, at least, okay? Perhaps in the later rounds, because Kennedy and Chikwi is notorious for starting slow, and then as time goes on, wearing off or hoping to wear off the opponent and then knock him out. Okay? Same thing with Dong Jung. He's going to probably start slow. They want to feel each other out, see what's happening, and then attack. With that being said, I feel comfortable at over 2.5. I do. I honestly do. Is it going to be my major play? Probably not. Again, I'm probably going to be sleeping during that. I'm coming off a night shift. So if you're interested, that's where I'm leaning. My confidence level is probably around 50% to best probably 60% on this one, but 50% it will be would be the honesty. Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna favor Dong Jong for the simple fact that I think he's more seasoned. I think he's more seasoned, having a 4-2 record, having to go at least 3 fights in the UFC compared to, or was he also? Oh no, see, and Chikwi, hold on. Let's go in. Let's stop guessing. So Cadiz was 1, 2, 3. So yeah, 3 fights for Dong Jong, and Kennedy has been there, debuted with so let's kind of count Dana White, but not count Dana White. So in the actual octagon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually 4. So you know what? Excusez-moi. Let me take my words back. The more seasoned UFC fighter is Kennedy and Chikwi, okay? I mean, coming off into a Paul Craig situation and getting submitted on the ground kind of is telling me that his biggest weakness will be the ground, should it go to the ground. He's a knockout artist. He's a strong guy. He has no problem fighting you to the end and getting some points. You saw what he did to Carlos Ulberg. But Carlos came out really hot. He came out swinging, okay? Homie came out swinging. Got to give him respect. You know, where it's due. But still got knocked out at the end. And knocks out Danilo Marquez, okay? So, yeah. So, again, the longer the fight goes, if Kennedy's standing, he's going to potentially win. But if Dong Jong is smart, and I think he's smart, has no problem of going to the ground, especially knowing that Nchikwi is a bigger dude. The man is 6'5", again 6'4", not small, but he is coming off with a reach advantage, 83 to 78. Those are huge arms. That's it. I mean, that's almost 4.5 inches, right? Come on now, that's a lot. It's a lot. It's like a fist. So, yeah. I do favor Dong Jung to capitalize on the wrestling and pushing against the cage. And that's why 2.5 doesn't sound so bad. Because if I'm Dong Jung, I don't want to get hit by Kennedy and Chikwi. The man is a beast, okay? So that's kind of that fight. Moving down along, we got Mark Diakiese taking Rafael Elvis. Now, in this particular fight, we got Mark Diakiese coming off a L to Rafael Fiziev, which was a tough fight a year ago. Was it Fiziev's debut, by the way? I'm just want to double check. No, it wasn't. Fiziev's been there for a minute, right? So it's from 2019. So he fought Magomed, Alex White, and then Diakiese. So yeah, that was his third fight. At that point, tough dude. You know, Fiziev has been really showing everybody what he's made of. Putting a name for himself. Okay, coming in as a favorite pretty much everywhere. Taking out Rafael Elvis. A lot of people are gonna note the 19 wins but 10 losses. But the guy's 31, and it's he was riding a really good win streak, right? Before the L. And the L happened to be to Demir Ismagulov, another 155er who's tough, man. This guy is like, what, 23-1. He was supposed to fight. He beat Rafael Elvis earlier this year, and he was supposed to fight Magomed Mustaev, which would have been a great fight, right? But unfortunately, missed the weight, didn't look so good, and the other side probably didn't want to have anything with it, so yeah, scratch that. So, the reach advantage is for Mark Diakiese. He is a rifle favorite. The current lifeline from the bookies, I can see minus 192. The line is going up. He was minus 190 about 4 hours ago. the lines have been changing. If you are going to put anything, put it in now. I know most of us like the weigh-ins, okay? I like the weigh-ins too. You could maybe put like an initial play, nothing crazy, and hope for the best. But if you're going to wait till the weigh-ins, the lines will change tomorrow. They're going to be jumping. I'm sure the media day probably has something to do with it. Today's Wednesday, so kind of affected the lines a bit. But yeah, Mark Diakiese is my pick. He's a bigger dude. I'm worried a bit about her wrestling, but I think Rafael Elvis is a cracker. He wants to come in. He wants to bang. Being Brazilians, we always gotta be cognizant of the BJJ. They always that's like automatic. It could be a strike 100%, but your BJJ, so still gotta be wary of that. But I think it's gonna be a slugfest. I think Mark Diakiese wants to come out with a statement. I think Rafael Elvis wants to come out with a statement. They're both coming in with a L in their respectful divisions at the lightweight 155, and they want to make. I think they want to make a fight. It's the second fight of the card. They want to make a statement, and yeah, I think Mark Diakiese is a good play. I do think the best value is the money line at this point. If it hits 200, I don't know, but if I can catch it, like it's minus 192 right now. I saw it at minus 190. If I can catch it at minus 195, 198, again, before it hits 200, I'll probably leave it in the parlay. Again, it will be like a $10, $15 parlay, 5-6 legger, hoping for the best, keeping fingers crossed, nothing crazy, but it's not going to be a big, huge play for me, but that's where I'm leaning. So that's that. Then you got the ladies. You got Courtney Casey taking on Lyanna Jujua. Jujua is plus 198. Courtney Casey is minus 250. I believe her line went up. Courtney Casey's line went up, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, minus 290. Minus 210. Pardon me, and it got steamed a bit. Okay. What does So the FanDuel line is minus 250. I think I have a DK line. The DK line is... What is the DK line? Probably, somewhat the same. I'll double check. Okay. So minus 240. Same thing, give or take. But yeah, I'm not feeling the minus 250 on Courtney Casey. Coming off 2 L's, Jillian Robertson, JJ Aldrich. Definitely put up a fight with JJ. Went to the split. She's 34 years old. I know Lyanna Jujua got absolutely manhandled in her last fight. I'm hoping that improvements were made. She's 26 years old. I do follow her on Instagram, or stalk her on Instagram, if you will. I think she's pretty, and but she's definitely training. Okay, the homegirl trains. She really, really trains. I'm watching her. She's training. She seems to be in a really good shape, in good spirits, and I'm gonna give her a crack and take a stab at a plus 198 straight money line, man. Yeah, that's where I'm feeling. Oh. Guys don't want to see my emails. All right, next fight. As you can see, guys, yeah, my breakdowns are completely different because this is not a focused breakdown, okay? When you look at my title, make sure you look that this is not a breakdown. This is UFC Fight Night picks. This is just my straight picks, okay? There's no BS Mambo Jumbo. Straight picks, okay? Because like I said, 99% of you are for that anyway. So we're going to evaluate my picks, but we also will pick the fighters. So obviously when I give you the money line, it's because I believe in that money line. And if I tell you how I see it going, that's how I see it going. Yeah. By the way, I do edge Da Un Jung to take that fight if you didn't catch that drift, okay? So let's continue. We got Sean Woodson, a.k.a. The Sniper, taking on Colin England. So we have a rebound win for Sean Woodson after coming off a L to Julian Rosa, where he submitted him via Darce choke. So give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. Had to handle something. I'm hearing a lot of sounds, okay? So in any case, the Sniper taking on Colin England. Now, good rebound win for him coming off the L to Julian Rosa. And he beat Yusuf Zalal via split. Zalal, great fighter, young fighter, 23 years old. I'm sure he will learn from it. But if you're going to stand and bang and not be able to take down this dude, you're going to lose in exchange because his reach is crazy. 79, 6'2". It's like cheating, man, if you ask me. Anyway, Colin England, he's actually on the opposite side. He just lost to Melsik Bagdasaryan, but we just saw Melsik Bagdasaryan. The guy's a stud, young, talented, and absolutely powerful. Just a beast of a guy, okay? I actually have high hopes for him. I think he's gonna stick around for a while, and he's gonna put a havoc. Melsik is probably one of the next big things in the 145 division. Mark my words, okay? So Colin England is actually probably not. Now again, still young, 28 years old, 8-2 record. Same thing with Sean Woodson, 29, 8-1 record. Tall, lengthy kind of guy, wobbly. Has a really high kick straight to the face. So that's a possibility. Side kick and a body kick from Sean Woodson. Seen him do that. Colin England needs to take this fight to the ground. Otherwise, he's going to get beat up. 5'9 versus 6'2. The reach is ridiculous. 79 to 71. 8-inch. That's 2 fists. I mean, seriously, that's a blow to your head without even trying. So, why does it keep happening? I don't know. Who owns a Mac and can explain why my email always pops up? If you do know, comment down below. I'll appreciate it. Anyway, so that's kind of where I stand. And my pick, I mean, I don't want to be that person that always takes the favorites. But if Colin England can't take Sean Woodson down pre-fight, I'm gonna have to favor this big dude, right? I do want to see how they're gonna size up on the weigh-ins. I have a feeling that by the time it gets to the weigh-ins and people see the massive difference, they just automatically gonna steamroll Sean Woodson. I think his takedown defense is good enough, and unless Colin England knows something we don't, or he just possesses a death touch to punch him straight out, which I'm not really feeling that way. I do have a pretty juiced up line. It is the alternative rounds. It's currently set at 2.5. If you want to push it down to 1.5, the line will become minus 370 on DK. If you want to go that far, I do kind of want to go that far to push my limits, but I am going to favor Sean Woodson in here. I think he's awesome. And unless Colin England can, like, Julian Rosa is such a seasoned fighter, so I'm not even remotely surprised. And by the way, how tall is Rosa? He's not small, right? He's 6'1", so he was able to slang and bang with Sean Woodson and stay on his roll, right? I don't know how Colin England is going to do with that size. I hope he's going to be okay. If he gets it to the ground and he's able to control Sean Woodson, then you want to take a stab on him. But I do Sean Woodson winning. I do see Sean Woodson getting juiced up. He's minus 340. I don't think he's a quick knockout artist. And for that, I'm hoping the fight stays over 1.5. And I get to break into that minus 370 pick and cashing in a parlay, obviously. Okay, let's move forward. All right, so we got Cynthia Calvillo taking on Andrea Lee, KBG. really love that nickname KBG. So KBG was coming off 3 L's to Calderon split, Lauren Murphy split, high contenders by the way, and Roxanne Modafferi. That doesn't really look good because Roxanne Modafferi, as seasoned as she is, I don't think she's very good, but she has the same game plan. She likes to grapple with you, take you to the ground, and impose her will. Whereas Cynthia Calvillo, she's coming off two L's, but two high level. Okay, high level. Caitlin Kokagan, former challenger, fought Shevchenko, fights Jessica Andrade, former challenger in the 125 flyweight and a former strawweight champion at 115. Stocky as shit. She got punched out. She punches out Jessica Andrade, loses to Jessica Andrade a month ago. Did she really fight her a month ago? How time flies. Jesus. Actually, yeah, 925. She got punched out by Jessica Andrade. Whew, what a quick turnaround. Yeah. Hope she's okay. I do think she's a little bit of a better fighter, and I don't think Andrea Lee has that knockout power compared to Jessica Andrade. I think Jessica Andrade is just a monster. But that recent knockout scares me, actually. But in either case, Andrea Lee gets a submission victory against Antonina Shevchenko. Antonina Shevchenko is just not the same Shevchenko, okay? It's just a counterfeit Shevchenko. Her sister, Valentina Shevchenko, is the real deal. She is the champion, the bullet. Antonina is just a substitute Shevchenko, but they're just never going to be the same thing ever, okay? So, just worlds apart, okay? Same family, but worlds apart. With that being said, I'm still favoring Cynthia Calvillo. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I am. Truly am, but I'm probably going to regret it. The over on this is just ridiculous. I didn't find any other value besides taking a stab at Cynthia Calvillo. I don't want to pick Cynthia Calvillo, and I probably will stay away from this fight in terms of picking, in terms of playing. And I recommend you all do the same unless you have a really good read. But I don't. But if just for the shits and giggles, Cynthia Calvillo, but just no confidence level. To be honest, just honestly. Now, this is a good fight, and I'll tell you off the bat, my value pick will be straight money line, Joel Alvarez. I will be hoping he wins the fight because in this case, I see a dog that I can bag, and it's going to be very similar to the other fight. 155. You got a 6'3" dude in a 155. I mean, that's pretty much cheating, if you ask me. Anyway, but yeah. But he looks good. He does look, slimmer, but he packs on muscle. So he's not coming in like a toothpick. So very good shape for Joel Alvarez, 28 years old. He's rocking 3 wins. This guy submits people, and he does have a ground and pound here, but he has a guillotine choke against Joe Duffy, and he has an armbar against Alexander Yakovlev. So, yeah, I really like Joe Alvarez. I like him as a dog. 70 reach advantage. So what? Thiago Moises, you just fought Islam Makhachev. You think I'm just going to automatically give you the whatever, the props? If you're going to go to the ground, don't forget Joel Alvarez lives in the ground too. He's swimming in that water. So I'm going to take a stab. I do think Thiago Moises might be a more thicker, stronger dude. But Joel Alvarez, I like this kid. And if he can pull off this fight, man, his stock is just going to go, pew. If you know anything about stocks, straight to the moon, baby. That's what we want. So we want to take a stab at the dog before we lose that value. Because if he beats Thiago Moises, and he fights like a pretty similar contender, his value is going to be like almost not there. If anything, he'll be a plus 110, if not the favorite, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to take a stab at that plus 180, 190. At FanDuel, I'm looking at a stat. Where he at? Where he at? Plus 210 in FanDuel and plus 195 in DK. So obviously the value for Joel Alvarez is in FanDuel. So I'll take that. I'm taking a stab on the dog, man. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Down below, comment. Just please keep it, clean, guys. I don't want to do too much monitoring or babysitting. Let's keep it professional. We are picking. We are doing what we got to do. But yeah, just keep it professional, okay, guys? Just if you're gonna comment, you want to tell me I'm wrong, by all means. We're all wrong. Everybody's wrong. We're pretty much gambling here, okay? Well, we are. Not even pretty much. We are. Keep it simple. Keep it straight up. Just if you think Moises has what it takes, take a stab on him. But I am not dishing out minus 265 money line. The over under is very scary. Why? By the way, why is it scary? Well, I'll tell you why it's scary. Round 1 submission, round 2 submission, round 1 submission, round 2 submission, round 1 submission, round 1 submission, round. They're all freaking submissions. Round 1 submission. So obviously this level of caliber cannot be compared to Thiago Moises. And I'm not saying he's gonna submit Thiago Moises in the first round, but what if it's the other way around? What if Moises does that to him? Or I don't know. As you can see, Bobby Green, Alexander Hernandez, he didn't do. He went to the unanimous over there. Michael Johnson, he did it in 25 seconds of the second round. So very sketchy. Very, very, very sketchy in terms of the over-under. Will the fight end in a submission? Is that a pick? Could be, right? In fact, let's see if it's open to us. If it is open to us. Bear with me, please. Okay, Thiago Moises. Winning method. So, Thiago by submission is plus 4. Thiago by KO is plus 5. Thiago by decision is plus 100. So, bookie's thinking that probably it's going to a decision. So, you could stab that over under. Oh, wait. Let me see. Wait. Thiago Moises to win by KO, TKO, DQ plus 500. Okay. Joel Alvarez to win by KO plus 900. Joel Alvarez to win by submission, 750. Joel Alvarez to win by decision, 500. Method of victory, double chance. You have a double chance. Submission, KO, points. Will the fight be a draw? I doubt it. Exact method of double chance. To win by finish. Joel Alvarez to win by finish. By any knockout, submission, or DQ. Thiago Moises to win by any knockout, submission, or DQ. So, you're probably thinking Thiago's going for this for majority decision. It's gonna be a tough fight. I like this fight on paper. I like what this kid Joel Alvarez is bringing to the table, and that's why I'm just gonna stick with a plus 190. It is what it is. Taking that money line. Judge me, please. I don't care. Next we got Yang Zedong taking on Julio Arce. It looks like I'm with the public. Here. I like Song Zedong. I think the money line is not too bad. I got him at minus 130 in DK, and we got minus 142 at FanDuel. So, listen, the kid is very young. He's only getting better with every single win or lose. or even a draw, which is questionable. But with every single fight, this kid is only getting better and better. It's scary. He's actually one of the few Asian fighters from Chinese market that is actually really good. I think he's good. I personally don't like him. I kind of have a love and hate relationship with him. And let me explain why. It all started with Cody Stamann. I had a major action on Cody Stamann pre-fight. And I even doubled down and I went live action on Cody during the fight. I personally believe he beat him. He had more of ground control, more of technical wrestling. I didn't see a draw, okay? They gave this a draw, majority draw. I totally disagree. So I had that against him. Then I said, you know what? Well, if he struggled with Cody, I think Marlon Vera is going to knock him out. And then I took Marlon Vera, and he wins. He wins this fight. Again, Marlon Vera is a slow starter, so you could argue he lost the first 2 rounds and then kind of put it on him in the third. It wasn't enough. So then I'm like, well, you know what? This kid is really good. Let me back him in Kyler Phillips. And Kyler Phillips beats him. So every time I back him, I lose. Every time I try to fade him, I lose. So I'm going to hopefully break my luck here. And I think he's the better fighter in here. I think he beats Julio Ars. He's a rightful favorite. And I'm going to take a stab on him, okay? And I hope I break my curse. But the official pick will be Young Zedong. Pick moneyline. Okay, our next fight is Miguel Baeza versus KS Williams. Baeza's line is... where is Baeza? Minus 144. Minus 45, so same pretty here. KS Williams is plus at this point. KS is plus 118. It's only going to go down. Because I think people are going to be taking KS Williams for the plus. In terms of size, 6'2" for Baeza, 6 feet for KS. In terms of reach, KS 77 to 77 to 74.5 for Miguel Baeza. Miguel Baeza cashed in that plus 1,000 versus Takashi Sato. It was his first and only submission win. So kudos to him. But then he kind of let all of us down because I think everybody was on him to beat Santiago Ponzinibbio. But I think we were so ready. A lot of cappers I know were ready to pretty much fade Ponzinibbio. We underestimated him a little too soon. And he got the unanimous win. He had a lot of heart. And he busted this guy up, okay? Now, Miguel Baeza stuck around. As hurt as he was, he stuck around. With that being said, I think KS Williams is a dangerous fighter for anybody in that division, especially when you're not like high level. But still, he brings a lot of power. He trains with tough boys from Detroit, Michigan. He will be dangerous. He packs a lot of power. One punch death row. Okay, look what he did to Alex Morono. Look what he did to Abdul Razak Al Hassan. If you don't know what he did, basically knocked them out in like 20, 30 seconds each. Just knocked these dudes out. With Michel Pereira, he went a unanimous decision, fought hard, just got a little bit outclassed. I think he should have pulled the trigger much sooner than he did and wait to the third round. Anyway, Michel Pereira is a dangerous fighter. And then he got a unanimous win against Smelsberg. And Smelsberg is no joke. He's a tough dude too, okay, in that division. Not going to go pretty far, but, he will be a good journeyman for that division, to be honest, between you and me. So, I like KS Williams. I also like Miguel Baeza. So, I kind of have KS Williams by KO, to be honest, or him straight money line because they're giving you a pick at plus for now. If not, if both men are going to be timid, the over-under currently for this guy is, let me take a look, is at over 2.5. I think it's a lot considering that both of these dudes are good finishers. They're good technical fighters. I believe Miguel Baeza has more to prove here. Maybe he's going to come out with a little bit more urgency and a little bit more pace. But you come out swinging with KS Williams, you might get put out. And I just respect KS Williams' power too much to go against him. I do think that should it go to the ground, I'm gonna favor Miguel Baeza here a little bit more. With that being said, I think KS Williams money line is probably where I'm gonna stick with. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm not gonna put too much stock on it, okay? But Miguel Baeza is a really good fighter. Um, just don't know if he's there. I don't know if he's there. 100%. Anyway, let's move down along. Felicia Spencer taking on Leah Letzen. Guys, this fight is crazy because Leah Letzen hasn't fought in a long time. The last time that this young lady fought was in 2018 against Jujua Storilenko, and she won via a split. Besides that, yeah, she hasn't fought in a long time. I'm sure she's training. But she's fighting an active Felicia Spencer who's going up against the killers, literally. I mean, Chris Cyborg is a killer. Amanda Nunes is a champion. She's a killer. And Norma Dumont is no joke. This young lady is no joke. We saw that. Look how she handled Aspen Ladd. Look how she handled Felicia Spencer. Look what she did with Ashley Evans Smith. Did get knocked out by Megan Anderson, but this girl can crack. So, yeah, losing to the best of them. I like Felicia Spencer. I think she's a better fighter. She has a lot of experience. She has good submission game, knockout power, going to the distance. The line is juiced. The line is very juiced. Where you at, Spencer? Minus 320. A one piece to a parlay that can mess you up, but I'm pretty sure it won't. So I'm going to take a stab on that money line. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to hope for the best, okay? That's it. Felicia Spencer money line. And because I don't know, she has the finishing ability against Leah Letzen, so it could be under. The under is probably 2.5 too, right? Has to be. Felicia Spencer is minus 310 at DK, so I'll probably take it over there. So the over-under fight lines. It's 2.5. Yeah. Fight to go to distance, minus 200. A good possibility. I think the level of competition is just so far apart with these ladies that Felicia Spencer can actually finish her and get back into a very nice winning column, okay? So, yeah, Felicia money line. I think she wins. She gets the job done, and I'm just going to parlay that. I wish I could find a better value, but I'm scared, to be honest. Anyway, Big Ben Rothwell versus Marcos Rogario de Lima. To tell you the truth, I see a lot of value on Ben Rothwell. And I just think, the experience alone, I know he has a lot of losses, right? 13 losses, but 39 fights, right? 39 plus 13. The man has been in over 50 damn fights, okay? 52 fights. This is going to be his 53rd fight. He's a bigger guy. He's been there for a minute. He has a 5-inch reach advantage. He's a big boy. He's a natural heavyweight. Marcos Rogario de Lima is also pretty big. His last weigh-in was 264, and he won Maurice Green, I think. What, it wasn't Maurice? Yeah, but Maurice Green is not really top, I think Ben Rothwell kills Maurice Green. Anyway, and look, he lost to Romanov. No doubt, right? Romanov is a big beast. So, yeah. Big Ben is going to do his job. Do I see Marcos Rogario kind of taking it to the ground? Possibly, but doubtfully. Big Ben is not easy to take down. The guy's a pretty big boy. Big Ben by KO. or Big Ben by decision. I like Big Ben by KO because he usually goes for the cracker. His fights, like I said, he went with OSP with a split win, but OSP is pretty good, and he knocked out Chris Barnett. Submitted Chris Barnett. So this guy's a finisher, really intelligent. He's good. I like Big Ben. I have to take Big Ben at -150. I'm going to take it. If you want to juice it up with a finish inside the distance, you could do that too. What do I have? I think I have Big Ben straight money line pick. Let me double check. Boom, 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 boom. I got Big Ben money line. Yep. Yep. So Big Ben money line. And then for our final fight is the main event. So let's spend just a few minutes talking about it. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. In terms of they're both 29 years old, they're both 29 years old. They're both 5'11". They have pretty much the same reach, 2 inches to right here. But it is absolutely astounding how much Max was able to accomplish versus Yair, right? In the same span. Number one, Max is 28 fights in. And those 6 losses, although they look pretty bad, but they're justifiable. So this Dustin Poirier loss should have never happened because he should have never went up to 155. I don't know why he got overzealous, but he did, and he went up. I think he should have never done that. His first loss to Alexander Volkanovski, call it his mistake for underestimating Volkanovski because Volkanovski is a beast. I think he should have been more prepared for him. That's my honest opinion. But in the second L against Volkanovski, I think he did a good job. In fact, I could argue he won the fight. It was a good fight. It was a split, right? It could have gone anyway. I think it was a good fight. I think if he went in there the first time as a champion, he could have probably got the nod in his favor. I'm just thinking, speculating. But Max is the former featherweight champion. He absolutely demolished Kelvin Kattar, our top 4, top 5 or top 6 in the featherweight. I think the volume for Max is just ridiculous. When he's swinging and banging, that boxing is crisp. And Yair Rodriguez is a banger. So, here's how I see it. I see the fight going the distance, possibly. In fact, I do see it. They're both going to slug it out. And I see Max winning by decision. Because Max money line is stupid. Max money line right now is -700. Yeah. It's -700. Max by points is +100. Max by KO is +150. And max by submission is +1300. I don't see the submission. There's a strong chance for KO, and there's a strong chance for points. Are they giving you a double chance? I don't see a double chance on... Double chance. Max by KO or points, 600, which is basically nullifies the money line. Same shit. Max by points, guys. +100. Parlay. Because it's scary to put Max 600. I mean, he's still kind of automatic, if you ask me. Because the level of competition is day and night. Yair didn't do anything to really wow me. He would have to beat Max to wow me. So, hasn't done that yet. Max is that first step for him. But Max is really, really high level. I think he's a phenomenal fighter. Just give me 1 second. Max is high level. He's definitely the upper echelon. Cream of the crop for the featherweight division. He beats Rodriguez. I don't know. He might want to call out Volkanovski for a trilogy, being that the second fight was very, very close. But yeah, I mean, who else in the featherweight? To be honest, I mean, there are some up and comers, but Max Holloway is the real deal. Clean, crisp boxing, has the submission game going on for him as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a really good fight. It's gonna be a nice fight. I got Max. I think Max by points, and the over under I think is set at 3.5, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double check in DK. Let me check in DK. Yeah, minus 185 at over 3.5. So I'll just take Max by points and call it a day. So yeah, those are my official picks. Thank you for sticking around. If you have any comments, feel free to comment. Just keep it professional, like I said. Make sure you smash that. Just matter of fact, don't even smash it. I want you to elbow right. Boom. Okay, give me that elbow right through that subscribe button, and make sure you heavily press that like button. Okay, share it with your friends. If you like my picks, if you wrote them down, you may want to keep track how I did it. I'm gonna come back with a post fight analysis, and then we're gonna talk about the picks, what we did and how it went wrong or what not. But yeah, this is how I'm feeling. Everyone, thank you for sticking out for like 52 minutes, and yeah, without further ado, I'm outie, bro.